I'm moving over now to what is called the Learning Center. And the Learning Center doubles as a very big open expanse type space for what we call learning kiosks, which are standalone chunks of asynchronous content. And we've also used it for conferences as well. We've had a couple different conferences in this building. And again, this is where I get to my point about the media considerations and video considerations in Second Life. As you can see, for each one of these learning kiosks, we've had to cut a little parcel of land underneath it and say, okay, this parcel of land has unique media in it, and then cut the next parcel. This has unique media in it, and that's how you control media. If we didn't do that, this whole building would be a slave to the overall media on the island. So you have to cut individual parcels. Again, this is not something you need to worry about if you're faculty, but if you are developing your island, it's very important to remember how you need to structure buildings for media. It will save you a lot of time. I'm down here in the Managing in the Innovation Age kiosk. This was our first kiosk, and this was done with Dr. John Stinson, who is both the Chief Learning Officer of Ohio University Without Boundaries, as well as former Dean of the Business College, and he also is teaching a couple classes, one of those classes being Managing in the Innovation Age. So what we wanted to do was see how we could pull some of his content from his course into Second Life. One thing we knew for sure was that we couldn't require it. There still was enough of a barrier in terms of hardware and bandwidth issues that we didn't want to require students to get their content in Second Life. But we could do what we could parallel the content. There was already a vidcast that was out there that was being updated with weekly spotlights. We were able to pull that vidcast in here, so we only had to change the vidcast in one spot, and we have a script in this screen here that then just updates to that, whatever change we put in that vidcast, it just pulls that vidcast into this screen. We pulled in the important elements. His course is based on action-based learning, and so there's a challenge that students have to work through, and there's activities that they work in to help them meet that challenge. He had a blog, a course blog, as well as a best practices page. So we pulled those major features of the course in here and offered them in here. There's also a drop ball there. If people wanted to drop their response to the challenge into this drop ball, they could have done that. It initially just stayed there and we had to check it manually. Now our drop balls, you can put your assignment in and it will actually email it to the instructor. But if you click on here, nothing's going to happen because I need to reset the script. And I'll do that. I'll see if I can do that real quick so you can see it on your end. Does anybody have any questions? I'm getting hoarse from talking. Where's my script? And, this is one of those kind of bothersome technical limitations when you're working with bleeding edge. You end up with having to do things like reset scripts, and I have no way of knowing when this goes down there. I think this should play for everyone. Let me know.
Do we click the screen?
Are you seeing it do anything when I click the screen? Like right now, are you seeing a video, or does it look like a video is loading?
We're not seeing a video, but we're getting text updating at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, so that it's probably trying to load. You give it a second. You can set this screen so that anything I do will play for the group, or you can also set it to play for individuals, which is kind of a nice feature depending on what you're delivering. I don't want to take too long here and slow down the tour, but just know you may want to come back, check out this kiosk, and just know that it's the same vidcast. It plays in, you can play it in iTunes or what other aggregators aggregator of choice you use. And, you know, every time we update that vidcast, students have the opportunity, if they're Second Life residents, they can get their content in here as well. And we're consistently trying to get folks around campus to bring some of their content into a kiosk. You can see the remnants of the eTech Ohio conference over there.